What it do, y'all? Welcome to the 2021 Week 1 games to be at. Okay, so this is going to be a series that I'm going to try to do every week during the season as the season progresses. I'm not going to do it every week right now. I'm going to do probably like 1 or 2 weeks to start out. And then as the season progresses, we'll know teams to really watch out for. But I wanted to give you guys a little thing of like, if I were to be able to go to any college football games, we're going to pick 5 a week. Any college football game that I can possibly go to in the whole country, I'm going to pick my top 5 to pick from, okay? So this is kind of like a, if I didn't have to worry about money or travel time or anything, if I could attend all 5 games, I would. But, this is kind of like my top 5 of the week. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in. Make sure you guys, if you like it, make sure you like it. If you like it so much that you like all the rest of my content, make sure you subscribe. More college football content is coming. Just know that I'm going to be digging deep. Okay, so this week that I'm recording this, and the week that this is getting posted probably, I have a final project, and I'm in week 2 of my next class of graduate school. So just know I'm trying to get this content out. I'm trying to be consistent, but there are other things that are kind of taking up my time. Okay, so bear with me. When the season starts, hopefully I'll be able to be more consistent. We got some big plans for this season, so just stick with me, okay? Just stick with me. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right in. So just a little 35-second disclaimer before we begin this series. Some of you guys might be introduced to some new teams. Some of you guys might be introduced to some new concepts, but it is what it is. I'm going to be covering some FCS teams, most notably HBCUs, because I am a band kid. I'm a band kid at heart. I will always be a band kid. KK side till I die, you feel me? So if you don't really care about HBCU bands or bands in general, then this might not be the series completely for you, but I think you'll get a lot of value out of this. So let's go ahead and get started with the first game. Alright, so first up we have Grambling State University versus Tennessee State University. This game is going to actually be played in Canton, Ohio, a part of the Black College Football Hall of Fame Classic 2021 edition. Tennessee State is an HBCU, but they play in the Ohio Valley Conference, whereas Grambling State plays in the SWAC. These two bands are two of the greatest HBCU bands, in my opinion. Tennessee State, the aristocratic bands, Gram Fam. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. All right, so number 4 on my countdown. It was actually a coin toss between 2 games. The other game that is going to be talked about in the honorable mention section, but this is basically a game of the century for Houston. Houston versus Texas Tech. I do have Houston losing this game, but I think it's going to be crazy atmosphere, crazy game to start the season. We even had Oklahoma versus Tulane in this mix for a top 5 spot, but I don't think Tulane's going to be good enough. So let's look out for Houston versus Texas Tech in this week 1 matchup. So next we have the Florida A&M University Rattlers going against the Jackson State University. I don't even know their mascot, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, so this game is on my list because the two bands, man, like this is a bandhead game right here, okay? I don't think there's really much else to say other than it is in Miami, neutral site, and I think this is a great idea. I like to see these HBCUs in neutral site games. I'm looking forward to the A&T versus North Carolina Central games that are coming up that are going to be in Charlotte as a part of their series. But just overall, this is going to be a great game. All right, now before we head into these last top 2 games of the week, I wanted to do some honorable mentions. First, we have out of the Big Ten, you got Ohio State playing at Minnesota, and you also have Wisconsin versus Penn State, and that one's going to be at Soldier Field. Okay, so these are 2 great games out of the Big Ten. I just don't think that they're worthy enough to be on my top 5 of 1 games I would go to. Then you have in the Mountain West, Boise State going to UCF and visiting the Bounce House. I mean, these 2 teams have been slumped the last year and a half, but this could be an amazing game and could quite honestly tell the New Year's 6, group of 5 team that kind of makes it in. And then we have the Sun Belt represented with the ECU versus App State game, which is the screen that I'm currently showing you guys. Just know that I am an ECU fan, okay? I'm an ECU alum, but I grew up in Western Carolina, where the Appalachian State Mountaineers, in my time growing up, around '07, I was in 5th grade, so very, very formidable times in a young man's life. So Appalachian State plays a lot into why I love college football, and ECU is just kind of keeping that going. So that is my week 1 honorable mentions right there. And so I'm actually going to be at this game too. So if you're going to be there, let me know. I would like to meet some of y'all. So the Pac-12 represented with this LSU versus, or really at UCLA game. This game is going to be taking place at the Rose Bowl this year. And then they actually have a home schedule, you can see on the screen. The other game in 2024 at Tiger Stadium. I think this is going to be an amazing game. I think that UCLA has a lot to prove, and I think UCLA is ready to make that leap in the Pac-12, if you're going to be completely honest. I think LSU is going to be coming back, kind of like how they were at the end of the season last year, especially like that Florida game probably gave them a lot of hope for the next few years, and I think that this is going to pay off. I think they're going to go into UCLA and go into the Rose Bowl, and I think they're going to play very well. So that's my game 2. And then we have the holy grail of all opening weekend games, okay? This is actually the ACC representing. I'm not even giving this to the SEC. I'm giving this to the ACT because of Clemson. It's going to be in Charlotte 2 days after the honorable mention game of ECU versus Appalachian State. I looked at tickets because I'm already going to be in town for that whole weekend. And, dude, nosebleeds are going for $300, okay? Like, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be an electric atmosphere. This is the number one game. If I go to any game this first weekend, this would be the game that I would go to if money were not an issue. Obviously, $300 nosebleed tickets makes money a pretty big issue for a lot of people. So, shout out to Duke's Mayo and shout out to the Charlotte Sports Foundation for getting this game. Even though it did push the ECU App State game, I'm going to keep referencing that. It pushed the ECU App State game to another day, but I'm honestly not even mad that it pushed it because, this is going to be a great game. Glad I'm going to be in town just to kind of see the atmosphere of a Clemson versus Georgia game. This could literally be a playoff game, honestly, this year. So be sure to tap into this one. So that has been my wrap-up of the Week 1 games to watch, games to be at, if at all possible, for the 2021 college football season. Again, I'm going to try to upload some more of these for Weeks 2 and 3, hopefully within the next couple weeks, just to kind of get the season going. We are just a few weeks out from college football being a thing again, back in our hands, okay? So if you guys like college football content, make sure you can subscribe. I'm going to be talking a lot about teams in the South, mostly, to the American. That's just kind of what I do. So, yeah, if you're an ECU Pirates fan, this is the page you gotta follow me. You gotta subscribe. Like, you have to, because I'm going to be the only person on YouTube covering almost exclusively Pirate news when it comes to football, basketball, and baseball for next season, okay? So, you got Steven Igo at 24/7, Hoist the Colors, great stuff. You got Pirate Radio, great stuff. Not taking anything away from them. You got even 7 City Sports podcast. Great stuff. Again, but what I'm telling you is that here on YouTube, this is going to be the spot. So please make sure you go and you subscribe. You like this video. If you're a Pirate, just throw a little hook up in the comments, and let's build this community. All right. So this has been Knowledgeable Soul, and I'll get back at y'all soon.